Sorry, I'm just removing my headphones and I just want to first thank you for joining me on this episode, and I created this episode for those who are going through a difficult time, and this could be related to either just having a very difficult moment in a day, feeling anxious, feeling quite low, depressed. And I understand firsthand how this time of year it can be a very challenging time. There can be a lot of stress and a lot of stimulation as well for those of people who may be more sensitive to being around lots of people, hearing all of the voices, and there's lots of things happening, you know. We've got to cook this meal, we've got to get ready to go here, and there can be a lot of almost instability, feeling on edge, and so I can say that I can relate to you very much in that respect. And I'd like to say this is a safe place here in this listening to me, that in this moment everything's okay, that you are safe, and this is a place where you can get some solitude, some peace, some stillness out of the hecticness, the chaos of the day. And I'd like to invite you in this moment. I can understand that there may be lots of overwhelming thoughts and you may be hurting right now. You may be in a great deal of pain, but I invite you to just simply move your awareness down to your abdomen, and just simply breathe here and simply watch and feel the rise and fall. And allow the diaphragm to do the work, to take a deep breath and gently release it. And right now this may seem very difficult to do. The mind may be on fire right now with just pain, and I can understand that it can take a great deal of effort to try and help yourself in this moment. As much as we want to feel calm, as much as we don't want to feel in this painful state, it doesn't make it any easier to try and help ourselves at times. But I'm with you here in this moment, and I can breathe with you. And just continue the breathing. Continue the observing. And as you continue to breathe, and I do as well, I would like to share what this exercise can do. And this was something I heard from Thich Nhat Hanh, or Thai, as he's referred to as well. And Thai mentioned that if you look at a tree in a storm, you will notice the branches, the tips of the branches, the smaller branches at the top, they will be swaying to and fro. But as you look down on the trees and the branches that are more thicker, more sterner, you will see that there's less movement there. It may be swaying ever so slightly, but not as much as the branches at the top. And then you can lower your gaze even more and look at the trunk. And even within this storm, you can see how still the trunk is. How the trunk of the tree is not affected by the storm. That even the branches are violently swaying back and forth and clattering into one another, and there's almost a chaos up there. The trunk of the tree is very calm. It's at peace, and it's not affected. And in this same way, in our minds, inside of our heads, there's a great storm happening there. Lots of thoughts, lots of unsettling emotions that are hitting us in all directions. But if you were to move your attention further down into a place of stability, just like the tree, there is calmness here. In this very simple exercise, breathing with the abdomen, allowing your diaphragm to take your in-breath and then to gently release. This is where there is peace. And you may be shivering with nervousness, or you may be just on edge, but stick with me on this if you can. Just focus all of your attention on your abdomen, on your breath, on the rise and fall. In this moment, there is only the breath. And don't give this to your mind, because the mind will answer back. The mind will keep drawing you back into the narrative, to the drama of what's happened today, of how perhaps a family member has upset you, or how it may not feel like a loving environment where you are. And you'll be back to thinking and back to manifesting these painful emotions. So if the mind calls, just allow it to be. You don't have to fight your mind. Just simply bring your awareness back to your breath. So it doesn't matter how much the branches sway, just bring your awareness back to the trunk, back to a place of where everything is solid, everything is stable, and there is a great stillness here. That's it, just simply ride the flow of the breath all the way in. Feel the expansion, the spaciousness, and then let go. And perhaps if it helps, as you breathe in, you can say the word calm to yourself, either in your head, or you can whisper it or say it quietly if you're in a private space and you feel comfortable doing so. And when you release the breath gently, you can just say, let go. So you breathe in, acknowledge the calm, and then you breathe out and acknowledge the release, the let go of the upset, of the stress. Let go of the painful thoughts. You're breathing in the calm and letting go of the painful emotions, letting go of the unfairness you may feel that's been done to you. And I'm with you here, breathing. I too am breathing in the calm and letting go in the release of the breath. And let's just continue. This is something so valuable you're giving yourself, a moment of peace, a moment of reprieve, relief. It's always here. In this moment that we are sharing, in this place, there's always a safe place in here, in this moment. one of the ways the mind may try and take you out of this place is give you a worrying future of how are you going to get through this evening, or this person is going to come around and visit the house, how are you going to deal with this person? This is just simply thoughts. Just simply remain in the present moment. And remember, this is always available. Even after this audio is finished and you may have to sit across somebody who's very challenging, who may evoke a lot of pain inside of you, just simply return to the present moment. Slow things down. And you can begin with your breath. And know that this is almost a safe haven here. But it can only happen when you actually go to the present moment, where you actually ride the flow of your breath. Part of you may want to hold on to the pain and the anxiety and the depression, the unjust that's been done, the unfairness of the day. We may hold this to greater importance, the mind of what's happened to me, what somebody did to me, but it is only relatively important. What is the most important is your peace. And everything is going to be okay. Everything will unfold as it's meant to unfold. And we can remain in this place of witnessing, of observing. And we can choose to be in this place here. It may not always seem like a choice. There may be times when there's a great overwhelm and it's just, you may try and do this breathing and return to the present moment, and there may be a time when you're not able to, and that's okay. It's all okay. Even in this moment, if you're still following thoughts, and you're still not, if you're finding it difficult to focus on your breath, then whatever you're able to do, that's enough. That's enough. That's it, just breathe in the calm. And release and let go. And you may find that whatever is going on outside of this present moment is unimportant. that the thing that caused us the most pain and thoughts is, you can see it there almost, the fickleness, the temporariness of the drama, of the painful mood that's almost there like a cloud, but now you can see it. You're not inside of it and lost and vulnerable to it. There, you can almost sense it there. Sense the almost the falseness of it, of how it's simply a passing cloud, and we are the sky, the unchanging, the still, the always tranquil sky that's not affected by clouds, even the scary, huge thunderstorm clouds. In being the present moment, there is space for even pain. There is a space around it where you can observe the thoughts that try and create a story that creates an endless amount of emotional pain. It's something that you are not simply reacting to. There is space there for you to respond, to approach it in your own way, in your own time. And as you continue to breathe, you may notice your breath slowing down and deepening all on its own. And the mind may think that, oh, I've got it. I've conquered the pain, but this is again just another thought. It's the mind's way of telling you that perhaps you can come back to me now. Now you're calm, you can come back to these thoughts now, but just simply remain here in this breath. And here you may sense things slowing down. You may sense a grounding in this moment, a settling of emotions and thoughts. Because thoughts need you to interact with them, but if your awareness is here in the present moment, then the thoughts lose their power, and soon they will float away or float down like the falling leaves. They're unable to remain attached to you. And you can always return to this safe space. You can always listen to this audio, especially over the holiday period that's coming up, the festivities. And I too am feeling very anxious, and so this breathing is helping me, that by me allowing to sit here with you, it's helping me as well. So as you listen, you can also keep that in mind, that keep that in your awareness, that your listening to my recordings is helping me as well. And that you are not alone, that as much as it may feel this way, you are, in this moment, you are here with me. And we are just breathing calmly, giving ourselves the medicine we need in this moment. And perhaps if you're able to, you can draw up a plan of ways to help yourself especially during the Christmas time that's approaching. Such as if things get too much, then maybe you can go for a walk. You can turn on this audio or some meditation music, and you can just simply, even if it's for 5 minutes, even if you may not have the luxury to go for a long walk, and when there's family at the house, there's always 5 minutes. You can just say simply, I need 5 minutes and I'll be back. Or if there's a quiet room in the house, then perhaps 5 minutes there. And then maybe an hour or two later you can take another 5 minutes, or as much as you need. That's something I have set for myself. I too get very overwhelmed with lots of people, and I too suffer from social anxiety of interacting and making conversations, and so I have set the intentions for myself to perhaps return to the car if I need to be alone, or to go for a short walk, or perhaps there's a quiet space upstairs I can go to when visiting family. Maybe you can take your headphones with you if you are visiting relatives and family. Perhaps you can take some headphones with you, and if it gets too much, you can even sit in a stairwell on the stairs and just give yourself any relief you can in that moment. And it's something we don't do, is we don't value our peace, we don't value our sense of being compassionate to ourselves. But perhaps I can say the words that you have permission. I invite you to be as kind to yourself as you can, to be compassionate to yourself. And sometimes it's a bit easier hearing it from somebody else, to say it's okay to take out some time. It doesn't make you weak or strange to just suddenly walk out of a room and lock yourself in the bathroom just for 5 minutes of just being alone in a space of privacy, that's more than okay to do. And you can listen to this as many times as you need to during those tough times when sometimes you just need to hold space with another person, where you don't need to explain yourself and your pain. It's just simply understood. And this is what and this is the place, a safe space where this can also happen as well. So remember to breathe in the calm, and to release the breath and let go and feel you may find yourself enjoying the breath, the simplicity of the breath. And as I end this audio, I'd like to again acknowledge the courage and the strength it's taken you to even press play on this audio. And so I want to thank you for being kind to yourself, for being compassionate. And that in this place of stillness and present moment, it's always available. And that moment when you feel the start of anger or sadness or pain, you can, doesn't matter who's around you, they won't know what you're doing. You can simply just breathe with the abdomen and allow your attention to drop down into that place of stillness and stability, that tree trunk that's always deeply rooted to the now, to the ever peaceful and to the infinite spaciousness of the present moment. And I would like to wish you well in this moment that we share, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today. And again, I'm always here if you need me, if you need a moment of stillness and presence. And I will speak to you again very soon. Take care. If you have an urge to support this podcast, you're more than welcome to visit my Patreon page, and you can find the link in the description of the episode. There you will find a little bit more information about myself and my journey and my purpose with helping others. You can also share and review this podcast. These are two simple ways to create awareness and spread these teachings, and it will also help future listeners to discover this content as well. Thank you.